Alrighty, so I have bought a little Gikfun FM radio from Amazon. 12 quid, 14 quid, something like that. I thought it'd be quite nice to spend a couple hours just putting it together and see what it pans out. I'll take the bits out and I'll put it on the bench and we'll have a quick look through it. So this is the instruction manual pamphlet that came with it. There is a QR code there that shows pictures step by step and a video, but it's all in Mandarin, so I can't understand a word of it. So what I've done instead is I've mounted it to my phone so I can scroll through the images and pictures rather than trying to look at the pamphlet, which, if your eyes aren't up to scratch like mine, handy. But I'll put a copy of this up in the links. So this is all the parts. So I'm going to move the stuff out that I'm not going to need right away. So I'm not going to need the antenna, speaker, case, USB or battery. So I'll try and just concentrate on the board itself. So the first one to do, according to that, is surface mount at 74HC595D, whatever that looks like. According to the pictures, it looks like that thing there. Take that out of here. Okay, so put that in the bin. But there is a dot in that corner, which I'm assuming, yeah, goes into the dot marked notch there. So that should sit about there. So what I think I'll do is I'll put a little bit of flux on these pins. So where's my... I should be able to just stick that on there quite happily. Make sure we're not dodgy aligned. Yeah, it looks straight enough. It's only a radio, isn't it? Okay, put my iron up to 400. Small blob of solder on the iron. Push that one down. Bugger it. I thought I'd be able to see it with the glasses, but obviously not. So I am now going to break out the scope. crap off there. Not to knock a table. Just so I can be sure. Yep. 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 And yep. Well, it's on. I think I am going to change my tip over as well. I'm going to try my knife tip. Solder on there. Get a blob of that on there just now. And hopefully the excess on there. Looks good to me. That's on, that's on, that's on, that's on, on, and on. Right. So now that one's on. My next one, and I'll put that up on the screen as well. This is for the radio oscillator. I'll bring this back out. Okay, that's as far as that goes. Should be that bad boy there. That chip there. I'll look at it with a little bag. Orientation of it, I think, according to the picture, it looks like that matches that radio module there as well, the chip, the crystal. Wow, this is going to be annoying as hell. How did... Just zoom that in a second for a look. Almost looks like it was used. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Huh. I wonder. Anyway, because now that see that notch there, massive ass blob of solder on it. I might just tin this pad here and set it down to see if it'll use it. If it is solder that's on there, that might keep this from laying flat on the board. There. This will do the rest of them at it as well. stuff is so thick to get out of the syringe when it's cold. Move that into place and I'll shift that light out of the way. That's just not going to sit straight on there, is it? I think that is possibly the best I'm getting. Spin that around so I can get, I mean, it should be alright. I think that is probably as good as I'm going to get it. Well, it's on. Just try not to hold the heat on for too long. Because if I burn out that crystal, kind of screwed. Washy washy. Rough as. There is one more surface mount. Of course it is. And it is a voltage regulator to go in here. U10. One 1117. Yep, AMS 1117. Okay. Blob of flux on there. 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 So let's hold that there. Jeez, oh man. Looks fine. Turn it round. That should be pretty flat down there. Should just be able to straight in. There we go. Looking pretty. That's the last of the surface mount stuff, so I'm going to shift that microscope off, and I should just use my glasses to get the resistors done. Alrighty, so my next one should be to get all the resistors in place. So what I'm going to do is I've got a board holder buried in here somewhere. So this thing, I should be able to mount the board in here and make it easier when I'm putting the through hole resistors in, so I can spin it round. That's the plan. That's the plan, Stan. I don't want this biting down too hard, but I do want that little bit of spring, so I think that'll do there. I'll lock that, lock that. And there. Put that up there. Because you might be able just to see the board there. We have 510 ohm, 10k in this back here, and 1k here, which corresponds to the 3 lots of resistors I have here. So let's go for these 10k ones first. Just to make them look pretty. Okay, I'm going to pop them in, sit them down, and I'm just going to splay. I'll show you when I turn them round. Splay the legs at the back. So we'll hold it in. I'll show you now. So when it comes to me soldering these, I can put them upside down and they'll still stay where they should be. I don't think they look terrible either. This one's just not quite wanting to play ball. There we go, that's better. If I flex them too much, they'll snap. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now what I'm hoping to do is, if I can get this up to temperature, I'll get these hot enough that what I'm hoping to see is that gets sucked up through the other side, which it has, which is fine. Let's turn this around. So now I've got my rubbish bin. And I'm just going to bring these legs off. Sweet. Next on the hit list, 10k. I'm missing one, am I? Yes. Wonder why they gave me too many. Okay. Right the way through. Where's my bin? Where's my bin gone? There it is. Oh, crooked as hell. Where were we? Good. 1k and 510. So the 1k, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. do like is they're just bang on the right size, which is good. Saves me messing about trying to bend legs to keep them in the middle and make them look pretty. Right. Yeah, you can't really go wrong with these things for the price of them. Do you know what I mean? If you like to mess about, soldering stuff, making little kits, hobbing away just for a couple of hours. I bought it for sitting, like maybe doing a Friday night thing, just sit for an hour and make something. Plus, at the end of the day, it's going to be practical for me as well, because I'll get a radio in here. I'll have some tunes. How's that? Get it. Changes tip. We don't like it. Are you burning hot? Are you burning hot? No, you're not burning hot. D08, which is, I'll clean it a bit. That one there. So that should get a bit more of an easier contact on the pad and the legs. Alrighty. Let's get the last of these resistors on. 510s to go along here. I'm going to move his board out slightly. There. our next part, according to this, is the USB connector. So that's going to be down here, right on the jaws, or where this vise is. So I'm going to have to move, if I move this, off to the other side, and that is going to be this bad boy here. How are we doing pin-wise? That needs moved out a touch, I think. Okay, so that's going to be sitting in there. A blob of the good stuff on here. I think I'll just turn this around slightly. Hopefully you can still see it. It's a bit crooked. Hopefully there's good. And I'm just gonna make sure that's sitting down. There. Does that look? Yes, a bit more. I'm hoping that everything's alright. It looks alright. I will give it a proper clean up afterwards, but we'll just try to clean up as I go. First time in a long time been doing stuff like this, so nice practice to get back into the swing of it. Now, for my next trick, we have a 200k pot, which is blue thing, which would go through one of these three hole pins here, there. Now, I ain't gonna manage to hold that on, so again, what I think I'll do is just tack it on. Tack it on there. Hopefully I can how's that looking? Nice and square. And we're on straight. It looks nice. So I'll leave that the way it is. Next one is the headphone jack, which is where U4 is just now, right at the very top. So I'll swap this over again. Should be able to just Get in there. Just a no more. Running out of space to grab things. So headphone, there's one earth pin there. Again, that's going to have to get just tucked. Again, I'll just tuck that down. Big blob of the good stuff. Give it a push, make sure it's sitting nice and flat. I'll do. I'll get this mounting pin. Give that a wee clean. At the end of the day, I want it looking half tidy. Next one is the, which I assume is the power LED. And D1, so the long leg's positive, and that looks like positive on the left. Okay, I'm just going to have to blob it. Just hope for the best. Can't. Hopefully without burning me or it. That's good. Leave that there. So let's an LED on. Now we've got these two IC packages. Okay, put the bin now. So notch to notch. How lucky was that? I think what I quite like, it's in the polystyrene, so the pins don't get absolutely smashed to hell when it's been sent. Okay, so that should go there to there. Yep. Okay, there's nothing sits through them, so I think what I'll do is I'll move the ICs out, put them to one side. And I'll have to do the same here with this, and just tuck them down. Tuck a couple down at the back. Because I'm going to squidge these in. Put that in. Hold that. Yep. This side. Yeah, sound. Okay, doke. Next thing, I have 4 of these wee ceramic capacitors to put on. These ones here. They are going to go, so one's here, 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 3, and 4. Okay. But what I'll do is I'll just keep them all, facing the same way. So I'll stick these. Now, the next one. We have the S8550 PNPs. Junctions are there. They go in. Again, I think I'll just tuck that not too down, nip their leads off. Right, get there, 2 on. Come on. Okay, electrolytic capacitors. One 50 volt and one 416 volt. That's a 50 volt. So the C3, 1 microfarad goes in there, and according to the drawing, it needs to sit flat. And I'll be able to tack it from this side as well, because I've got space. Stay. these off. Getting there. And the other one are our 100 microfarad 16 volts 4 off, which should be these 4 bad boys here. These are marked on the board as positive on that side, negative that side. Positive and negative. Positive and negative. So that would be there and there. Just going to do the same. I'll just hold one of them in, tack it, hold them flat, tack it, then go back to the other one. A bit of flux on these, I think. Not that much, darn. This is when you kind of need 3 hands. Right. What's next on our mission list? Well, we don't have a hell of a lot left, really. Okay, so our next one is, if I can read properly, it's the power switch, and it goes on to P5. So, sorry, just headbutt the camera. P5 is there, and that looks like our power switch. Maybe, soon find out. Yeah, hopefully you can see that. I've got decent penetration this side of the board as well with the solder, so that's good. I'll do me fine. Okay, now I think we're down to the last handful of things. Our push buttons now. Well, I think they're push buttons. Yeah. I don't think these are directional. I'm hoping that if I can get them in, sitting flat, I can pin these 2 front legs down. So I'm guessing these will have to be fairly straight, because I think there's holes in the acrylic casing. And I don't know just how big or how much tolerance there is in them. Okay. Cool. What is next? Next one is our LCD. Dots at the bottom. Yeah, how crap would that be if I go and put it on and get it upside down? Yeah, that would be just amazing. One corner first, I think. In this corner. Okie dokie, and these two ICs to go on now. So these two, according to the picture I'm showing you there, I need to bend these pins slightly inwards. As you can see, they're be splayed out a little bit. You can see that properly or not? So that's them up and down anyway. Sketchy, sketchy. Bend them in. Bend them in. Right, anyway. Is that everything to be mounted? There's one more thing to solder on. Right, I think what I'll do is I will give this a quick clean. Put the stand away. I'll come back. Alright, that's me clean again. Okay, so next one is the radio antenna. So according to that, it reckons. Put that through there. Through there. Which I will attach there. Pair of needle nose. Which I'll just clip on there. Next one is my, well, what have we got? All we have is two sticky pads, a speaker, and a battery. according to that, the battery pack would sit on there. I'm not overly fussed if it goes up that way, or because once it's on, so these are the two battery connectors, so I'll just tin these pads. Tin these cables. Okay, so next one, speaker. Okay, so I'm going to tin the speaker pads and then tin the speaker pads on the PCB as well. Cool. Okay. I just stick that on there. I know it's over the battery cable, but it keeps it out of the way. Yeah, it's not working at all. That's just not going to work. So, yeah, I think that's all the soldering. Already, moment of truth. To test well, we have power. That'll be the volume. I would call that a winner. Let's get the case over. So this says to take these nylon standoffs, put them there, fix on the front with nuts, but okay. Next. So nylon standoffs on. This next one is stick the buttons on these, or caps on the buttons, sorry. And so that, I believe, will fit There. I don't know if you can see that, but it's not quite fitting around that battery compartment. Battery compartment a little further up. Slacking them all off. Can I force that into place? Yeah, that looks 10 times better. Okay, yep, that's happy with that. It's sitting a bit more flush. Here we go. I've peeled all this rubbish off. Now it's a case of jigsawing this together. That'll go there. Now that one's slotted, so I can assume, kind of worried about that, didn't think that was going to fit there. This one, so that is the box together. Put these all the way through. How did I know that was going to happen? So now I need to somehow... Oh, that went too easy. Get these nuts on. Cool. Stick the batteries back in there. They don't fit very well.
Listening to you try compete in a market.
I have to say, that was quite good fun and enjoyable to put together. For £12, if you've got a soldering iron, a little bit of desk space, a better eyes than I have, then go for it.